Well, good afternoon. Today is January the 3rd, 2015, and it's my hope and prayer that everybody will get off to a great start and have a great year and be on track to seeing the fulfillment of their resolutions. Now, with that in mind, I want to talk to you all today about the importance of breaking free from complacency. Complacency is often the enemy of adequate progress, and so we want to try to break free from complacency, and hopefully I can help you all do that, not only for you guys but for my life as well. The first thing that I think is important in breaking free from complacency is seeking the guidance of God. By seeking this guidance, that allows us to have that divine intervention when we feel that things are over our head, and he's able to be there and help and provide for us. Another thing that you want to do in breaking free from complacency is define the areas of complacency that you want to be free from. Maybe it's social complacency, maybe it's complacency in your physical fitness or anything related to your health. It could be relational, it could be in your career or finances. So after seeking God's guidance, you want to make sure that you define a specific area that you want to be set free from regarding your complacency. Now, for example, if it's finances, you might make the determination and decision that this year you're going to pay off one of those high interest credit cards, or you're going to open a bank account finally and start putting some money away. So seek God for his guidance and define the specific area of complacency. Another thing you want to do when it comes to being free from complacency is beware of negative perfectionism. Negative perfectionism. The idea that you can't do anything unless you have everything perfectly lined up. That'll be one of the things that holds you back more so than anything else. This idea that all the stars have to be quote unquote aligned and that everything has to be just so perfect before we go forward is often detrimental. It's the reason why some people don't go forward in their careers, or some people don't ever get out into the social scene or even get into relationships, because they figure that they can't do any of those things until they have everything perfect. And I'll be honest with you, I've struggled with that a lot in my life, so it's something I'm going to be free from. So seek God's guidance, define the areas of complacency, and beware of perfectionism. Another thing you want to do in order to be set free from complacency is to make sure that you take a moment out of your life and celebrate the victories that you are able to attain in your life, that God allows you to have, and that you do on your part to seeing the fulfillment of. Celebrate victories, big and small, because it does something for you in your spirit and your psyche, as far as giving you some positive platform and knowing that you've done something to make progress toward your dreams. So make sure you celebrate victory. Celebrate when you get rid of that stuff that you've been holding on to for so long and you decide to give away. Take a moment to celebrate when you spend time with a loved one. Small victories, big victories, celebrate them all. Another thing that you want to do is you want to set clear and intentional goals for your life. Clear and intentional goals that you're able to measure and make progress, measure the progress of, I should say, and that keep you moving forward to where you eventually want to be. So you might say, I want to get the whole house cleaned up, but it might make more sense to start with taking care of your closet. And once you get that closet done, that's a positive thing that you've taken care of, and you have that momentum going forward. So set clear and intentional goals. In addition to that, you want to make sure that the goals are worthwhile to you and those who you love. So that's very important. So clear and intentional goals. Another thing that you want to do in order to move forward in derailing complacency is to make sure that you get rid of dead weight. Anything that's dead weight in your life that's holding you back, whether it is some clutter in your house, some stuff that you don't need, that you haven't used in a long time, that you know you're never going to use. But this is not only in the physical realm, it can also be relationally, and it can be financially too. Plenty of other areas of life. Like if you're holding on to a high interest credit card where you're only paying interest on it monthly, that's some dead weight. Or if you're still engaged in relationships with certain people who are only toxic and they constantly bring you down, that's dead weight. So you want to make sure that you get rid of dead weight. So you want to make sure we're seeking guidance from God, defining the areas of complacency we want to be free from, being aware of perfectionism, celebrate victories of all sizes, set clear and intentional goals, and get rid of dead weight in our lives. Some other things that we want to do to make sure that we break free from complacency is to make sure that we use social media sparingly. You know, things like Twitter, Facebook, all cool things. You know, we're blessed to have them as part of our modern world, but we want to make sure that we're using them sparingly, because so often these things can quietly suck our energy and our time away. So we want to make certain that the time that we're spending on there is worthwhile, that we're not just vegging out, sitting in front of the computer or on our phone all the time, because that can get us into kind of a passive mindset and bring us more complacency, and that's what we want to avoid. So use social media sparingly, you know. Another thing that you want to make sure to do is break free from old patterns. Too often times we become creatures of habit where we allow old and unproductive patterns in our lives to keep us from moving to where we want to be. Whether it's staying up too late, whether it's choosing not to exercise, whether it's eating certain foods. So be aware of those patterns that, you know, can keep us stuck. 9, make sure to get some good sleep. There's something refreshing about getting good sleep. That helps us to feel recharged and ready to go on our daily adventures. It does so much for the body, and it helps to prevent certain diseases down the road, or at least help avoid certain things down the road. So we want to make sure that we're getting sleep on a regular basis. And I should just go on to say, make sure that we're taking care of our health in general, but there's something about getting that good night's sleep that helps to energize us. Another thing you want to do to be free from this demon of complacency is to make sure that you declutter your environment. Nothing more distracting than having too much clutter and having too many things that you have to sort through all the time. So declutter your environment, physically and mentally. 11, take care of your health. Well, I kind of tied that into the idea of getting good sleep. But, you know, make sure to exercise, get some fresh air, sunlight, water, vitamin D, proper elimination, and the list goes on. And finally, you want to make sure that you network with positive people. Make sure that you stay in contact and fellowship with and make friendships with those who are positive, who know what's going on in the world, who want to move forward themselves, because such energy is contagious. You want to make sure that you're staying connected with those types of people, those who are positive, not people who think that everything is wrong, everything is so bad. So make sure to network with positive people. So going through this list again, to break free from complacency, we want to make sure that we seek the guidance of God, define the areas of complacency we want to be free from, beware of perfectionism, celebrate victories of all sizes, set clear and intentional goals, get rid of dead weight, use social media sparingly, break free from old patterns, make sure to get good sleep, declutter your environment, take care of your health, and network with positive people. Hope this message has been a blessing to you, and hope to see that in this new year that you're set free from complacency and that you make the kind of growth that you want to. And feel free to leave any comments on my page regarding some of the things that you might have in mind, or even come back later on in the year and tell me about the progress that you have made in breaking free from complacency. All right, God bless you guys and have a good day.